Okay, so I'm sure most people know that most missions that we've sent to the moon have spectrometers typically on them these days. And typically these are visible and near infrared ones. But in recent years, we've been trying to expand this to the mid and far infrared or the thermal infrared spectra. And so, for example, diviner on LRO is a radiometer. And so we also have these Apollo samples, which we want to measure on Earth. And there are these chambers that have been built. There's like 7 or 8, I believe, that can simulate the moon conditions for thermal infrared measurements. And so if you look in the bottom right, there's the one that's at the University of Central Florida currently that we use. And so this interest in trying to see these measurements on Earth compared to what we see on missions on the moon or around the moon kind of creates this problem where we have multiple chambers, but we don't know if they're exactly doing the science correctly together. And so what we've tried to do here is we've measured 2 samples of Apollo soils, 61141 and 15071. And we've tried to measure them in the same exact way with the same exact environment chamber settings, I suppose, and combine or compare their measurements of these soils to see basically if they're doing the same thing. That way we can then compare to, say, diviner measurements and know that our science is good. And to kind of spoil, I guess, the poster a little bit is we see that the measurements are different. So we have our chamber at the University of Central Florida, and then the measurements in red are the chamber from the Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory. And you can see on these 61141 plots is that they're very similar in that we have the same key diagnostic features, pretty much the same shape and slope. And sorry, I lost my words, but we have like pretty much the same diagnostic critical features and the same contrast and shape. So we're doing pretty well, and we're pretty confident that our chambers are working very nicely. So if you come to the poster, we only have 61141 here on this slide, but if you come to the poster later, we also have 15071, and we have a little bit more of specific details about the chambers and their connection to the missions. So stop by, make sure you stop by.